Troubadour Resource is listed on the Venture Exchange in June of this year, actually. So we're a very new listing, and the share structure is quite tight at only 21 million shares issued and outstanding. The main asset in the company is it's the Amarula. Well, actually, I should go through the legal disclaimer first, actually. So if you're in this room, you're probably not risk adverse, so I won't bore you with reading this, but just take note that there is some historical results in this presentation. The main asset in the company is the Amarula Project, and it's located in southwestern BC, and it's a copper porphyry target. What drew us to this property and project was the story of a historical trench on the property that graded 0.87% copper over 125 meters. And this is a historical number, and the sampling was done in 1966. I'll elaborate on that here in the coming slides. Just go through the management team behind the company. Geoff Schellenberg is the CEO, chairman, and director. And yes, he is a relation of mine. He is my father, and he has over 30 years of experience in this industry, holding various positions as a director or a management role in several public companies. Myself, growing up in a mineral exploration household, I've seen the ups and downs of it, and I've been involved directly in the industry since I basically entered university and graduated, so that's over 12 years now. Mike Sieb is a director of the company, and Mike's also been in the industry for over 30 years now. I don't want to date Mike, but he has been around a little while, and he most notably was president of a company that he steered through a $20 million acquisition of a nickel mine in Australia and grew the market cap of that company to over $200 million. Paul Chung's also a director, extensive capital market experience, and Alistair Brownlow is a CFO, and he comes from a mid-sized accounting firm here in town that specializes in mining and exploration accounting. Share structure, as I touched on, there's only 21 million shares issued and outstanding in this company, as we are a new and fresh company. On a fully diluted basis, we're at 38 million, and working capital is about 825,000, which is more than adequate for what our immediate plans are for exploration on the Amarula Project. And insider ownership is roughly 10% of the company. Project location, as I touched on, the project is located in southwestern BC, and it's in a region that's known for world-class copper porphyry deposits. It's located 30 kilometers to the west of the town of Peachland and 10 kilometers to the south of the past-producing Brenda mines. So we are in a region known for world-class deposits, and we're very close to a past producer. Other notable deposits in the area are Copper Mountain and Highland Valley, which is also it's Canada's largest open-pit copper mine. The primary target on the property is the area of this historic trench that graded 0.87% copper over 125 meters. Now, the story behind this trench, why it was never followed up on, is this trench was opened up and sampled in 1966 by a logging contractor who was also a part-time prospector. So he was in there building a road, is how the story goes, and he came across mineralization. So what he did is he ended up mechanically scraping away the first layer he could get down to, and he ended up blasting this trench. And it's unclear if he blasted it once or several times, but he got down quite deep and into fresh, unweathered rock, and that's where he sampled this grade of 0.87% over 125 meters. In subsequent years after that, as the 0.87% grade in 1966 was not economical, this trench ended up being lost. And in the MIN file system in BC, which is the database of mineral occurrences, this trench ended up being misplotted to the north by 2 kilometers. So in subsequent years since then, there has been follow-up exploration work done in that incorrect area to the north, but never to the south where we have relocated or discovered where this trench truly is. And how we did that is we went back through the old historical reports and looked at the maps in them and looked at the geographical locations in those maps and georeferenced it back and said, hey, this trench is not where it is on MinFile, it's actually to the south. Went and ground truthed it, and lo and behold, there's the historical trench. Since then, we've done extensive geochemical sampling on the property and outlined 3 different soil anomalies, most notably the copper moly bismuth tellurium anomaly that is coincident with the historic trench. The geophysics really tie this model together, and clearly outlined a whiz-bang of a drill target, for lack of a better word. The trench anomaly strike length is over 1 kilometer long, and it directly lines up with the historical trench, as you can see. The chargeability anomaly it looks like it pinches at surface, and it's connected to a larger, deeper, buried chargeable body, which is what you want to see when you're looking for a porphyry deposit. So there is a very good potential in the upcoming drill program, which is planned to be completed by the end of 2018, when we drill test this for a potential high-grade near-surface discovery. The first drill pad we're looking at for the upcoming program is actually going to be located in the historical trench. So we should know within the first few drill holes exactly what we're looking at in this potential discovery target here. This isn't the only target on the property, as the 39 kilometers of IP we performed did outline 2 other quite high quality drill targets that do warrant drill testing in a future program. One of them being a chargeability anomaly directly across the valley from the trench anomaly. And that directly correlates with a large tungsten anomaly we've been able to outline, and one we actually expanded on this year through additional geochemical sampling. And this could be, tungsten's an indicator for a potential skarn deposit. So we're looking at a second deposit across the valley, and there seems to be a high angle structure running along the valley that potentially cuts this off, and which is why we're looking at a possible different deposit type across the valley from that highly prospective trench target. The third target is it's another porphyry, almost a textbook porphyry target, 1.6 kilometers away from the trench anomaly. Now, this target has a very highly resistive cap over top of a chargeable body. And from surface mapping, we know that this resistive cap is a silica-rich rock, and it's likely masking what type of mineralization is beneath it. So this will be the target of another future drill program for sure. And just to give you a little bit of background here on the company and the process of naming this company. First day on the property, we, within half an hour setting foot on the property, in the middle of the forest, about 100 meters away from this trench, this historic trench, we found a George Strait CD in a jewel case. And we were joking around, we're taking this back to the truck at the end of the day, we're putting it in the truck and we're seeing if this actually works. Lo and behold, the CD was in perfect condition, and we listened to it for the next 30 days straight. So we were well versed in George Strait songs. And when it came time to rebrand this company before listing, we looked at it and said, let's name the property the Amarula Project for Amarillo by morning, and let's name the company Troubadour, which is also another George Strait song. So, in short, drilling is going to commence on this primary drill target within the coming weeks here, and it's going to be wrapped up by the end of 2018. And we're fully financed for the drill program, having completed a financing here about 3 weeks ago. And it should be a very exciting few months coming up here as results start coming in. So I'd like to thank everybody for their time, and thank you, Gwen, again for having me.